After you get all of the pieces of yarn into the straw, now it's time to make the loom. What you're going to do is take your straws and lay them down. We don't want them to be super close on top of each other, and we don't want them to be super far apart. So a good way to do this is just to lay them down, and they kind of fall at a good distance. The next thing you're going to do is make sure you don't have a lot of the same color beads next to each other. You can, it's really not a big deal, but it's a little bit easier when you don't have all of the same beads next to each other to weave. So now you're going to need some tape. Any kind of tape will do. And you want it to be about twice the width of this. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of tape off and put it in the center of my straws. I'm going to push down to make sure that all the straws are sticking to it, and then flip it over. Once I flip it over, I can kind of reposition the straws so that they're not touching, but they're not too far apart from each other. Okay, the next step is to take the additional tape and wrap it around. Okay, so now you have your loom. So now what you need to do is you need to straighten this out. Looks like I have quite a few crossing over each other. So you have to straighten that out so that it's not tangled. And then you're going to add a few knots to it. Right here I'm going to put an overhand knot. And then I'm going to straighten it out more. And then do another knot here. Yours will be a little more straight than mine. Mine's not brushed out too well. And then another knot at the end. Once you have your 3 knots in there, you can start weaving. So you need to take yarn, skein of yarn. I don't care if it's the same color or if it's a different color. And you're going to tie it to the first straw. So you're going to do 1 knot, 2 knots, and then a 3rd knot. Once you get done with that, you're going to go ahead and start weaving. You're going to go behind the straw, in front of the straw, behind the straw, in front of the straw, and keep going. When you get to the end of the row, you're going to come back through for the 2nd row, and you're going to alternate it. So if your string is in front of the straw here, you're going to twist it around so you start in back of the straw. So it should be different than the one that you did before. So my string is behind the straw here, so this time I want it in front of the straw.